welcome to the Financial Legacy Podcast. I am your host, Maria Ellis. On every episode, I will bring you my perspective and the perspective of my guest on financial and estate planning topics. Here on the Financial Legacy Podcast, we're changing lives one person at a time by creating your own financial plan and financial legacy. To help you create and enjoy your financial success, connect with us at financiallegacy.life for your complimentary consultation. Today, I would like to talk to you about some of the challenges and opportunities that you, as the business owner, will have when creating your financial business, your family business legacy plan. So, I will start by asking you an important question, and that is, what are some of the challenges and opportunities for you as a successful business owner? Oftentimes, owners need to decide whether or not to sell their business. If you decide to sell their business, for instance, when is a good time to sell your business? Well, in most cases, the time to sell is when you, the business owner, you're ready to sell it. It is the right time, good market conditions, and you're able to optimize your overall return on equity. So that's the ideal time to sell, right? So it's important again to plan ahead. Most business owners wait too long to start thinking about the transition, and as a result, they end up selling their company for less than they could have if they had planned earlier. So again, it is time to plan, it is time to take action. And I'm going to share with you some information why that is important for you to make a decision. As some of you know, I'm a graduate from the Harvard Business School, and so very often I get articles. In this particular case, I got an article from the Harvard Business Review, in which the author, the writer, talks about, these are difficult times for business owners and managers due to increasing danger of not only the economy, what's going on globally, but also in danger in terms of the disruptive technology changes, right, that are taking place that are so rapid. I mean, it feels like you're just beginning to get used to a new technology, and all of a sudden something else comes up, right? And then you have to again update yourself. So we're always sort of updating ourselves when it comes to technology, or else you're going to be left behind, right? So according to this article in the Harvard Business Review, the main challenges and opportunities of a business owner are organizational behavior, which includes, for instance, improving people's skills, right? So you as the business owner have to constantly be training your employees, right? So continue to train your management and your staff. That's often, upfront and very, very, something that you need to do on an ongoing basis. Another situation is, of course, the quality and the productivity, right? So the company needs to continue to encourage their staff to create and innovate new products, better products, or else you may risk, being left behind because a new technology, a new product comes to the marketplace, and yours could become obsolete. So another aspect will be in terms of why business owners decide to sell is the quality of senior management. And if you as the business owner don't select the right senior management in order to take the company to the next level in terms of sales and profitability, that become an issue. I mean, it could be that the company's running behind on sales, or even worse, not as profitable as you had predicted. Another aspect as to consider in reference to whether or not you want to sell or not the business is all the various activities that you have to do in an effort to manage the workforce, and especially now managing diversity, right? Diversity has always been, and even more so, critical in order to obtain new and different ideas and new ways in which you can address the marketplace, right? So um, addressing the marketplace also entails you as a business owner responding to this globalization, right? Business owners need to think globally in order to continue with their success, in order to expand sales, create new markets, develop new markets, right? So also business owner needs to consider empowering people. Business owners need to empower management to be free to make day-to-day decisions based and according to the yearly business plan, right? So as a business owner, every year you create a business plan. Oftentimes it's either a yearly, but more often 3 to 5 years business plan, right? So that your management, senior management, are able to have a clear direction as to which way you want the company to proceed. Uh, the business owner needs to continue to be the visionary, and you as the business owner need to allow senior management to implement the business plan, right? Because it doesn't make sense to create a business plan if you don't allow people to implement it. So oftentimes a business owner really wants to be closely managing the business. That's their baby. But as you grow old, as your company grows, you need to let go of certain responsibilities. And day-to-day management is one of those responsibilities that you need to make sure that you enable your people to be able to implement in a successful way. Of course, the way to keep in touch with that is to be able to have weekly reporting, right? Weekly reports, so that you'll be able to review with management during your weekly management meetings, what's going on with the company, how are the sales, have we met the levels that we have established, what about profitability, has there been a change in the cost of goods sold, or, is there something that is affecting the company overall? Um, right now, as you know, the interest rates are relatively low. So, as inflation comes in and you begin to borrow funds to continue to grow your business, and the cost of borrowing that money increases, how will that affect your profitability? Will you need to increase your sales price? What is your competition like? So all of those factors are part of the reporting and reviewing the financial statements on a weekly basis. So another factor to consider is stimulating innovation and change, right? It's very important to maintain existing clients and to obtain new clients. But if you don't, if your product is such that often needs to be updated, innovation and encouraging your staff to come up with new ideas and to try new ideas is very important. As you know, there is an emergence of what is called the e-organization and the e-commerce, right? Companies, whether they're small or large, are now selling their products through the internet. As a matter of fact, some of the newer companies are making great progress with the internet because they come up with new ideas. They don't have the old ideas holding them back or being reluctant to create something new. So some of the newer companies are really making some good progress and increasing sales and gaining market share. So you do not want to be one of those companies that are losing market share because the e-commerce is not part of your overall growth. So what about improving ethical behavior, right? So ethical behavior needs to be a cornerstone of your company's mission and your vision in order to avoid any potential legal issues. And for you to really be able to operate ethically and be able to, be able to sleep at night, right? So that's important to know that you have created a team of people with ethical procedures that are going to enable you to continue to grow and enjoy that growth. How about improving customer service, right? Customer service is even more important as competition, as more competition comes into the market. So many companies, it's all about service, right? Customer service. And now there are even classes that teach about, customer experience and how to make a client feel good about buying in that particular company, in that particular website. Um, so companies are now training their salespeople and their staff to make sure that their clients have a good experience, and they want to come back and buy more products and services, right? So if you have a choice of company A and company B, where company A offers great products, great service, good experience, right? You rarely would go to company B because you're very happy with the services, and the availability of products in company A. So again, customer services, I emphasize that a lot because often that is an important way of keeping new clients, keeping your existing clients, and acquiring new clients. Nowadays, with many more women involved in the workforce, helping employees have a balanced work life, right, is also a big consideration. So your human resources department needs to take, the needs of the employees to be able to enjoy a balanced work life, because then you will have a happier team of people that are going to be very focused in growing the company versus having to worry about, who is taking care of your mother who is ill, or your children, who is going to pick up your kids from school or whatever. So companies need to be flexible in terms of offering all these work balance opportunities to their people if they want to keep good people in their payroll. So some of these are that I have mentioned are some of the reasons why some of my clients, for instance, have decided to sell their business, because it's getting much more complicated to be able to maintain and to comply with all their current requirements. And as they grow their business at some point, and as they grow, try to create that family business legacy, they say, well, perhaps selling might be a good thing, right? So the decision to sell or not to sell your business is an important consideration when creating your family legacy plan, right? For example, just to give you an idea, one of my clients who currently created a actually created a very successful company many, many years ago, over a lot of, about 20 years or so, a lot of hard work. She decided to sell her business after multiple conversations with her children. She has 4 children, and 2 of the children actually are very active in the business, right? So, but after conversations with the family and advisors and stakeholders, she actually decided to sell because they really did not want to continue to be able to be responsible and to manage over 2,500 employees, and they were at a position where they could easily sell and retire and enjoy life. The founding owners were. So in this particular case with my clients, uh, when she evaluated her decision to sell or not to sell the business, some of the options that she had included to expand the company's senior management team and to become passive shareholders, right? So perhaps you don't have to sell. Perhaps you could just simply expand the company, hire more people, hire a chief operating officer, hire a CEO, and become passive shareholders, right? But after further consideration with the family, they as the family decided that they did not like to be a passive, shareholder. They needed to either continue to be active managers or to sell the company, but they didn't want to be a passive shareholder. So after many meetings, meeting with advisors, meeting with the family, and after identifying all the challenges and opportunities, my client decided to sell her business and move forward with that process. And what led to that decision was that the stakeholders, the family, and management was open to possibilities, right? People got together on a weekly basis and talk about what the future of the company will be. They were very honest in the process, and they were very open to possibilities, and that was in fact the prevailing factor for the decision making for the owner, right? As it took a while for the founder's children in this conversation to be open and to share what they felt about the company, whether they felt comfortable having the responsibilities of the company or they wanted to do something else with their lives. So again, it took a lot of give and take, a lot of conversation, a lot of openness, and being being very sincere about what it is that they wanted, they could, or desired, right, to do with their lives, with their own lives. So the business owner and their family decided to sell the business, and with the proceeds of the sale of the business, to create a family office from the proceeds of the sale, right? So the business owner and her team of advisors develop an exit strategy for her operating company. She had a number of divisions within the overall umbrella of the company, and decided to sell the operating companies and sell the business and to fund their what is called a family office with the proceeds. Um, some of you may know, of course, what the family office is, right? So just to recap a little bit, the family office is a privately held company that handles the investments and the wealth management for a wealthy family with the goal of being to effectively grow and transfer wealth across generations, right? So once the founder has created this wonderful company, has sold it, and now they have a certain amount of wealth, but they don't want to be necessarily active with running the business, and they sell, they create a family business office, and the family business office actually also is able to handle many of the managing the household staff, for instance, making travel arrangements for the family, uh, property management if they have real estate, and really the day-to-day accounting and payroll activities and the management of legal affairs for the family management services, including family governance, financial and investor education, coordination of philanthropy and private foundations, and of course, succession planning for the family office as well. So, a family office really offers a great opportunity for business owners to continue the legacy and to be more diversified in their business ventures, right? So, my client, after selling her business and created a family office, now she is free to pay more attention on communication with family and stakeholders in order to prevent any conflicts and preserving relationships with family members and important stakeholders. The family office also establishes procedures for governance to ensure the right structures and procedures are in place within the family for future success. Right, succession for the family business office is also an important responsibility. The family business office also prepares successors to lead effectively and assume new roles in the family investment office with confidence, right? So as other generations come up, second, third generation, they are able to be trained for take responsibility roles in the family office. It is interesting to note that my client's preference in this case that I'm sharing with you, her preference was to bring outside senior management, such as a managing director or a chief operating officer or a CEO, to allow the company to continue the family business and just receive contributions from operating companies. However, as a family, they chose not to do this after evaluating some of the concerns that they have when they realize that if they didn't sell their business and they didn't want to operate on a day-to-day basis, they needed to hire senior management such as a CEO and operating officer, and they would be on more of a they wouldn't have control into day-to-day operations. So they decided that they didn't want to be passive shareholders, and they just decided to sell the business. So again, that's a very personal decision that you will have to make and to consider when evaluating all the various opportunities. In summary, just as a business owner, some of the exit strategies that you may want to consider. One is a salary business that we've discussed for the reasons that we discussed, the right place at the right time once you're ready, right? Or you could do a potential acquisition if you're thinking about, oh, no, I think I'm going to expand the business, right? Because you have children within your family that are capable and want to move the company to the next level. Or you could also do a merger if you were to find, wanted to expand through a merger and acquisition, or if the company is at such level, that could actually be taken to the market and create an initial public offering. As an example, if you have sales over $100 million and profitability, although as I say profitability, I know that there are many companies nowadays that they are not necessarily profitable, but they have the potential of being profitable because their sale and their products are just really highly desirable. Some of these companies are going through IPOs, and well, that's the entrepreneurial risk that you as the owner take, as well as but as you as an investor, if you invest in a new IPO, right? Because it just could go in either direction. Um, I have also had clients that after they consider what, that maybe it is time to close the doors, and they basically shut down their operations, maybe because the company is not profitable enough, the market might not be there, especially as we are talking about, the developing countries. Sometimes the market is just simply not there in terms of finding the right buyer for the company. And if you're losing money, obviously, you're better off, shutting down the operations. So depending on the nature of your business and your overall financial goals, then you have all these various decisions that you need to make, that you need to consider when you are thinking about business strategies and how to exit your business. So in closing, I would like to thank you for tuning into the Financial Legacy Podcast. Here with me, Maria Ellis. To learn more about how to work with me, go to financiallegacy.life. Here on the Financial Legacy Podcast, we are changing lives one person at a time to help you create and enjoy your financial success. Connect with us at financiallegacy.life for your complimentary consultation. Thank you.
In providing answers, neither Maria Ellis nor the Financial Legacy Podcast and guest speakers are acting as certified financial planners, advisors, certified financial analysts, CPAs, economists, accountants, or lawyers. Neither Maria Ellis or the Financial Legacy Podcast and guest speakers make any recommendations as to any specific securities or investments. All content is for informational and general purposes only and does not constitute as financial or legal advice. You should consult your own tax, legal, and financial advisors regarding your particular situation. Neither Maria Ellis nor Financial Legacy Podcast and guest speakers accept any responsibility for any loss that may arise from accessing or reliance from any information in this podcast. And to the extent permitted by law, we exclude all liabilities for any loss or damages derived directly or indirectly arising from the use of the information.